Hello, my name is Julie and this is KS Mom Crochets, and today is Crochet Podcast number 87. So, I've got a lot to show you all today. I only have one work in progress, so I will show you that as I talk about the finished object that it kind of goes with. But everything that I have done this week, I have finished. I've started and finished, so that's really good, right? No whips except for, my blanket that I have been working on in my crochet and chat videos that I have done. Speaking of the crochet and chat videos, you will notice that it looks a little bit different, and that is because my husband watched that video and he decided that he didn't need this chair after all. So he let me bring this chair in here, and it's a little bit big for the space. Like, my craft space is only half of a guest room, or it's supposed to be my son's room, but he doesn't live with us, so I only have half of the room. That way we still have a bed for people to sleep in when they come. So it's pretty big in here, but I love it so much. I'm just trying to figure out the right angle because it sits lower than what my computer chair did. But it's a whole lot more comfortable, and you never know, maybe Lucy will come in here and sit with me and snore through my videos for you all again. But anyway, I am going to just go ahead and get started. Litza over at Coco's Crochet, she released her next project for the cow that I'm participating in, Coco's Crochet Cow 2024, and it was pot holders, and I was so excited for that because, you can make a pot holder any time that you want to, but, I don't know. I'd been thinking about pot holders, and it was just perfect timing that she drew that project out. So I actually made 3 pot holders, and yeah, so I will go ahead and show you this one. Now this one is there is a website that Pamela over at Ginger Cat Crochet had told me about, and I will talk about that more a little bit later. But she had told me about that, and I got looking on it, and I found a magazine that you could view. A lot of the patterns you can download for free if you sign up, but this particular magazine, you could only view it. I couldn't figure out how to download it, but it was fine because I only really wanted to try this pattern out. And it is actually from a book, I think, because in a lot of magazines in the UK, I've noticed they will spotlight a pattern from a magazine, or in the magazine, from a new book that has been released or that is upcoming or whatever. And this is from the Crochet Home book, which I do not have, but I seen that and I fell in love. I think that is so beautiful. But when it came to making it, it was a little bit more than what I wanted to do, because I think that she used a really small yarn and I was using worsted weight yarn, so it was coming out really big. So I just kind of did my own thing with it. So this is actually called the Rose pot holder, and it is from Emma Lamb, and it isn't, like I said, in the Crochet Home book, but it's also free on Craft World, and it is page 54 of the Crochet Gifts magazine, and I will have that linked below. I link everything that I talk about in the description box, so if I ever show anything that you're interested in, you can go and find it easily. Now, in the pattern, I didn't realize that she had used a small yarn, because I just kind of got excited that I found that, and just started making it, and it said something about I think it was a 3mm hook, and I went up to a 3.75, and I wish that I had went up a lot more than that, because it's pretty tight. And when I first made it, I really wasn't happy with it, because, like I said, I changed the pattern. In the picture here, you can see that I just did the flower, and I didn't even do the complete flower, so I didn't keep going with this area right here. And I also made the back side smaller. So I only did up to round 9 of the flower, and then which was 4 petals, and then I did the back layer. The way that the directions were for the back layer, I wasn't very impressed because I prefer a pattern to tell me all the way through what to do, and it was more like keep increasing for so many rows. Well, if you're not familiar with how to increase, you know, to go 4 single crochet increase and then the next row 5 single crochet increase, then that's going to be very confusing for people. So I wasn't really pleased with how that part of the pattern was written, but everything else was fine. It actually has a chart that you can follow as well. But I did only increase up to 5 double crochet increase for the back. And then to attach it, I on this front petal part right here, I chained 10 and then slip stitched in between the petals, and then chain 10, slip stitched, and then with this green I just single crocheted 12 around that loop that I had created with this yarn right here, and attached it together, and then just made a little loop. So like I said, I completely changed how the pattern ended, but the main center part here is basically the pattern. But now that it's finished, I really do like it a lot. It's just how it's kind of cupped, you know, and it's not supposed to do that, I don't think. So for this, like I said, I used a 3.75 millimeter hook. I should have went up, obviously, a hook size, but I wasn't thinking. And I used this right here is Crafter's Secret cotton from Hobby Lobby in the color Nepalese Spices. And then this back part right here is just some big twist cotton that I had in the color Sage. And I thought that they complemented each other really well. And I really love this colorway, and I used all of it. So I definitely want to get another skein of this because it's so pretty. And it's really pretty with that green on it too. So that is my rose pot holder. And then I actually have another pot holder. Now this pot holder I originally seen on Rebecca over at Yarn and Pajamas channel. I have made it before. It is probably my favorite pot holder that I have ever made, and I have made several over the years. And this pattern is by Sarah Satch. She has a YouTube channel plus a free written tutorial on her blog, and it is called the Triple Thick Pot Holder. And she uses, I think, a 5 millimeter, but I went down to a 4.5 because I wanted the stitches to be a little bit tighter. And I also use that same yarn, the Crafter's Secret cotton and the big twist cotton. So I did 2, oh my goodness, I did 2 solid grainy squares because it's 3 solid grainy squares. I did 2 of the variegated, and then the one in the middle here is in the Sage. And then the only thing that I changed about this is I really like the corners to be more pointed. And since it's a free pattern, I guess I can, you know, talk about it a little bit more. But in her corners, she only puts 2 single crochets around the corners here. And like I said, I prefer it to have more of a pointed shape. So I did add 2 single crochet, chain 1, 2 single crochet in every corner around. But this is like such a simple pattern, and it works up great. It's super thick. It's perfect for, you know, what it's meant to be used for. This one is actually probably going to be used by my daughter Caitlin. She has been complaining for a while that she needed something to set her plates, her hot plates on. Like if she microwaves something or whatever, and this will protect my table from, you know, because I have a wooden table. So that is my 1 triple thick pot holder. And then my son, he recently got his own place, and I thought Well, actually, my husband seen that one and he's like, well, you should make Landon some of those. And I don't know if he will use it or whatever, but I thought that I would make him some kitchen items. Just, it's the thought that counts, even if he doesn't, even if he doesn't use it. I feel like it's the thought that counts. And I tried to find some like more masculine colors, I guess, and I had these in my stash, and so I made another triple thick pot holder, and this one is with this color right here is actually a Red Heart Scrubby Smoothie. I don't think they make that yarn anymore, and I really love that yarn so much. It's so nice to work with, but it's been in my stash for a long time, so yeah, and it's called Calm Print. And then this blue here, just as a contrasting color, is just peaches and cream in the color bright blue. And so again, I did the 2 variegated and then the solid in the middle. And I also used a 4.5mm hook on this as well. And like I said, I did do the different, the extra stitches in the corners to make them look more pointed. And then that is also what leads me into the one work in progress that I'm still working on, and that is I made 2 of the solid granny squares to make another pot holder, but I'm thinking that I might make it all variegated instead of like adding the blue. I'm thinking that I might make it all, make 3 of the same square and see how that turns out. So we'll see what I decide. Otherwise, I don't know. These could be washcloths as well because, like I said, it is cotton yarn. So I haven't decided if I'm going to make another pot holder or if they're just going to be washcloths. But hence the ends. I have not weaved in any of my ends. But I do think that, like I said, I do think that these turned out really, really well. And this one I really love so much. I just think it's so pretty, and maybe one day I will actually make the full pattern the way that it is intended. But I do think that those colors complement each other really well. And then, like I said, I think that one turned out really well too. So that is my cow projects for Coco's Crochet Cow 2024 that Litza is hosting. I think we're on project 7 now, so that's kind of crazy how fast that it's went by. The projects come out every 2 weeks, and it's so much fun to do things that, I mean, I have made pot holders before, but there have been other projects that I have never made before, and, yeah, so it's a lot of fun to try new things, and, I'm having fun with it, having a lot of fun with it, okay? And then, the next thing, I had went to Hobby Lobby to look for some more of those purse frames that I showed in my last podcast for the eyeglass case that I had made, because I really wanted to make more of those eyeglass cases because I've been using that eyeglass case like crazy, so I really wanted to make more of them, but they didn't have any. But you can't really go into Hobby Lobby without buying something. So I did get some thread that they had that I had never used before, and it is the Artiste brand. I didn't bring it in here, I wish that I had, but it is the Artiste brand, and it's a number 5 thread, and I've never used a number 5, so I kind of just wanted to give it a try. And let's see, so I decided that I wanted to make some more bookmarks, and so I made this one right here. And this is not the same bookmark that I normally make. Like, I changed up the middle of it, but I did do the border similar to the one that I normally make, which is the Crocheting with Alana's Simply Elegant bookmark that she has, and I will have it linked below. But instead of doing the middle the way that Alana does, I actually did the stacked granny stitch, which you cannot even see because of the variegation of the yarn. I think that I added too many like chains on the side because it's a little ruffly, but I still think that it turned out really, really pretty. So I wasn't thinking about needing like a solid number 5 thread to go along with this, so I actually used number 10 thread with the number 5, and it worked out fine as a border. So I think that that is just what I'll continue to do if I make more of these. But like I said, this color right here is it's the Artiste number 5 thread in the color Water Lily. And then the border is just a number 10 thread. I have no idea what brand it is, but it is just a purple color. And I used a 2.75 millimeter hook on this. And then I also tried out my tassel maker that I showed a while back. I didn't bring it in here either, but it, like you put your yarn on it and then you can wind it instead of like manually wrapping it or wrapping your yarn around something. And it worked out really well. Now the tassel is a little bit shorter than what I normally do. I mean, normally make my tassels a little bit longer, but it worked out really, really well. So I was really happy with that, and it was so much faster to make it using that little tool. And I can't remember what video that I showed that on. I can't remember. I feel like it was one of the videos that I talked about crochet books, but I had like a small sheen haul in that video, and it was a tassel and pom-pom maker that I had got off of there, off of Sheen, but they also sell them on Temu. But anyway, I really love these bookmarks so much. I use them like crazy in my crochet books. And I just think they're pretty and they're fun to make. So I did make another one because I got 2 different kinds of thread. And I also got this colorway right here, which is, again is the Artiste number 5 thread from Hobby Lobby in the color Carnival. And I just think that it's so pretty. Now on this one, like I said, it is the Simply Elegant bookmark, except for the middle part is different, and I did a V-stitch on this one, and I just think that it turned out really, really pretty with that white number 10 thread border. You know, it's not perfect, but I think mixing the 10 and the 5 works out fine as a border. And then again, I used that tassel maker, and I feel this one was the first one I made, I think, and then this one was the second one. So I think the second one turned out a little bit better. This one I made a little bit too thick, but I do think that it turned out really, really pretty, and I really like it a lot. So those are my 2 bookmarks. That's so exciting, right? But like I said, I really do love, you know, using those bookmarks. Okay. So the next project that I did, like I said, I have 3 more finished objects to share with you all. Actually comes out of a magazine that I was gifted, and I shared this magazine in a Happy Mail video that I did, and it is from the Crochet Now issue number 53, and I made the Mother Goose, and I will show you what she looks like in the magazine real quick. And this is what she looks like in the magazine. Now I didn't do her little goslings. I didn't do her little goslings. I may do them in the future, but I just really wanted to make Mother Goose. But this was what I was talking about with the Craft World website. Pamela over at Ginger Cat Crochet, she actually told me that this pattern is available for free as a free download, and I will have it linked below. So that is a lot of fun. Also, I will also link this magazine too, because this was a really good issue. But you can get the digital copies of these Crochet Now magazines off of Pocket Mags. And if you look on their actual website instead of their app, a lot of times they will have sales on their Crochet Now magazines. And I also wanted to mention, because I keep forgetting, that, you know, I have mentioned numerous times before that you can get a free subscription to Crochet Now magazine through Kindle Unlimited. But, and I did like the 3-month trial, but I was only using it for that magazine. Like, I really wasn't using it for the crochet books or, you know, just reading on it or anything. So I did cancel that, and I did get a subscription to Crochet Now through pocket mags, and it's perfect. Like, they email you every time your magazine comes through. It's easy to view on there. And then, like, if you want to print off a pattern or you want to print it out, all you got to do is take a screenshot, and that is what I do when I want to print something off from a magazine that I have a digital copy of. I will just take a screenshot of it and print it off that way. So my Mother Goose turned out super cute. I really love her. Now, I did do the colors a little bit different because I don't gravitate toward light colors. I like the darker colors. And I don't know, I really like her a lot. So, in honor of Nanny Moon's Crochet sending me that magazine, I really wanted to use that little pen that she sent me, the Wells pen, and I was like, wouldn't that make a perfect shawl pen? So that's what I did. I made a little shawl pen. Or I made it a little shawl pen, and I think that it's perfect. But I really love how this turned out. I think that it is super, super cute. It's a little bit bigger than what I thought it was going to be, but I did use a DK weight yarn. And I used all Bon Bon Inch yarn that I got from Mary Maxim. White for the body. The hat is in aqua. This shawl is in the color wine. And then I used the color straw for the feet and the beak. And then I also used Cassandra over at craftablyeverafter's embroidered eye tutorial. And I just think that it's perfect for this pattern. She's so cute. Now, I did do a few things different in the pattern. Let me see if I can. I shouldn't have closed this magazine. She's going to fall. So in the pattern, she, her legs, I made her legs different. So, like, you're supposed to make this, her hat fell off. I should have sewed her hat on, and I did not. So let's see if I can do this without her falling. But in the pattern, you can see that she has this, like, flipper, or her feet, or whatever, or you're supposed to make a circle piece to sew to that and then sew to the body. Well, I didn't want to do all that. I didn't want to do all that. So I just made the feet the way that they were made in the book. I think I added maybe one extra row to this, and I just sewed them directly to the bottom of her body. And if you position them right, she does stand up really well on her own with the shoe or with the feet like that. And then for the hat, they wanted you to make some separate pieces to make like this chain and the bow and stuff. And I didn't do that. I did it just like I do my doll dresses. I changed so many and then started surface crocheting around. So I chained, let's see. Yeah, I chained, and then I went back down my chain to make it with a slip stitch, like a slip stitch down my chain, and then I started surface crocheting, single crochet surface crochet around the hat, and then chained up the same amount for the other side, and then just tied it in a bow. And it's so much easier that way. You don't have to sew it down. I just prefer doing it that way, and hopefully that made sense. But I do think that she turned out super cute. And when I got to the shawl part of this pattern, I was like, what am I doing? Because I was expecting it to be like a triangle shawl, but you're literally just making a granny square and folding it, with the points like in half, I guess, or like diagonally to make it a shawl. So I did take my yarn tail and I did sew the 2 points together just so that it would kind of stay together. And then, like I said, I did use that little pin that Sally from Nanny Moon's Crochet sent me from Wales. So I really like her a lot. I think she's so cute. And like I said, I may eventually do her little goslings, but for now, I'm very happy and pleased to have Mother Goose done. So that is that project. And then, let's see. So In my one, I think it was the last crocheting chat that I did, I was talking about some of my favorite crochet books. You know, like if something bad happened and I had to come in here and run and grab just 3 books, which ones would I grab? And this was one of them. So I don't know, I got inspired from making that video to pull this book out and make something from it. And I have made several patterns from this book, and I have mentioned, it's been a while. It's been a while ago that I made some things out of this, but the only thing about it is there are some simple, small, like maybe the stitch count might be off on a row, or maybe the directions might be off, but the stitch count is right in some of the patterns. And that's the only downfall about this book, but the patterns in this is just so cute that I can overlook that. I can really overlook that because it's very easy to figure out. You know, it's just like a typo or something, you know, it's not anything that's like gonna deter you from being able to make the pattern. So this one is called Anyone Can Crochet Amigurumi Animals by Christy Simpson. And I want to make every single pattern. Like, there's not one pattern in this book that I would not make. And again, I have done the fox here. I've done that monkey, I've done the pig, and I've done the bear. And now I have done this little hippo. So that is the one that I chose to do next. And I do have plans of making every pattern out of this eventually. Some of them I've gave away, but some of them Caitlin has. I think Caitlin has the pig and the monkey for sure. But I can't remember what I did with the other ones. But I did make the little hippo, and his name is Harry the Hungry Hippo. And he's supposed to have a burger in his hand. Let's see if I can find him in the book real quick. So here he is in the book, and as you can see, he's supposed to have a little burger in his hand, but I didn't do his burger, so he'll just have to be hungry for a little longer. I did change the striping. They used like a navy and a white, and I used green and a lighter green instead. I didn't find any errors in this pattern except for the muzzle. There was one row of the muzzle where the stitch count was right, but the directions, you were supposed to do an increase and it didn't say. And like I said, that's something simple that if you have experience reading patterns, it's very easy to catch that. But anyway, I do have my color jog on the back there, but I think that he turned out super cute, and he's so pudgy, and he worked up super fast. Like, I literally made this in like, I mean, it took, you know, I took breaks or whatever, but I did make him in one day. I used a 3mm hook, and then I used 10mm eyes for him. And I used Premier Basics DK in the color Fog Gray for his body. And then I used Bon Bon Eint's DK weight yarn in the color Pine, and then the color Light Sage for the stripes. And I normally don't do stripes on shirts. I really don't like the color jog that it gives you. And I know there's ways to fix that, but do I want to take the time to do that? No, I don't. So, yeah, I did do striping on a shirt, which is rare for me because I usually don't do that. The head and the body is all one piece. Like I said, the muzzle was easy to figure out. That was the only place that I seen anything, and it was just one row of that muzzle, and that's usually what I've noticed, is it's just like one row in the pattern that there will be a typo. And like I said, I didn't do his burger, but I think he's super cute. I think he turned out really cute. And my daughter's like, why do you always gravitate toward hippos? And I'm like, I don't know. I just love wildlife. Like, you know, like animals that we don't have in the United States, like running wild, you know, like elephants and hippos and giraffes and tigers, which I don't really crochet a lot of tigers and lions and stuff, but they are my favorite animals. I just love wildlife animals. But anyway, I do highly recommend this book because they are so cute. And like I said, I have plans on eventually making every single pattern out of this book because I love them so much. I just think they're so adorable and they're so fun to make. Okay, and then the last project that I finished is Jean the Fox from Zoomigurumi 3, which is this book right here. And I have to say this every single time, but I do have a basket that has Post-it notes in it that I draw out what book I'm going to do next. And this was the book that I drew out of books that I've had for, you know, however long. And then I also have a basket of books that are from this year, books that I bought this year. But Jean the Fox was the one that I decided to do. I did show her head and body done, but I had not done any of her pieces. And so let me just show you what she looks like in the book real quick, because I did change some things about this little fox. So this is what the fox looks like in the book. And I wanted my fox to be a girl. So I did change the colors up a little bit. And also I did not do this like white piece on the stomach. I didn't feel like it really needed it because the scarf kind of, you know, covers it up. But I think that she turned out super, super cute. I did like miss a row of color changing on the tail. So like this tapestry crochet part of the tail was supposed to be a little bit, I think it was supposed to have been a row longer than that, but I think that it turned out fine. I didn't want to rip it out because it took me a while to figure out that, like, I didn't realize right away that I was off a row. But I did use a 3mm hook for her. I used Bonbon Ice yarn in the color Rust. And then I used Brava Sport in white for, you know, all the accents. I did use Cassandra over at craftablyeverafter's Embroidered Eyes again. I just love them. I mean, they're just perfect. And they're so easy. And I did mention this in my the last time that I showed her, but you do make the feet and the body is one piece, but then the head is separate, and you can't really change that because of the color changing. And then you have like your color changing on your muzzle and stuff, but this pattern is really simple. It's really well written. Didn't have any issues with it. And then I thought that I would try something different for the ears. Instead of doing I don't even remember what they said to do for the ears with the white, but I actually needle felted in the ears, and I think that it turned out alright. You can see just a little bit coming out the back, but I think that it turned out pretty good. And I was going to do that on the stomach, but it just didn't really look right, and so I just said, you know, forget it. I'll just, you know, leave it off. And then this color right here, I forgot to say, I don't even think I wrote it down. I think it's a Bonbon Ice yarn. I can't remember what color it is. I forgot what color it is, but yeah, I know it's a Bonbon Ice yarn. And I did change the scarf because the scarf is like color changing. You know, you got to do short rows back and forth, and I didn't want to do that, so I just did a little granny stitch scarf, and I think it turned out fine. And I really liked how this tail was made. Like, she has you do some like decreasing down in here so it fits flush against the body when you're sewing it on. So that was nice as well, so that the tail could stick up. I just think it's so adorable. It turned out super cute. So this is my Jean the Fox, and that means that that's another pattern that I did out of the books. So I can actually draw out another book. Now, like I said, I did draw out Peek-a-Pal 3 out of the books that I bought this year. I haven't started that project yet. I'm still debating on what I want to do. I'm really leaning toward Peggy. I think it's Peggy the Hippo. I think that's her name. I'm really leaning toward that pattern. I really want to do it, but I'm not sure like what colors I want to do. So I have not started that yet. So I'm not sure, like I may focus on that pattern, but I want to go ahead and draw this out just in case I decide to start it too. I just don't know how this week is going to go for me. So we're just going to draw one out here and see what we get. So here's the one that I got. It's always hard to open this. And I got Amigurumi Animals at Work. So I may wait on this one. I'm gonna do it. I may try to get the Peek-a-Pow one done first. Let me grab that book so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the book that I drew out, Amigurumi Animals at Work. It's a Meteor Books book. And it has all different designers, and I already know what pattern I want to do out of this, and I know that it's going to be time consuming. So, because this pattern I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I just haven't never done it. So I think that I will focus on the Peek-a-Pow 3 book first, and then I will start this one, because I know that this one is going to be time consuming as well, and I really don't want two time consuming projects at the same time, because I really like instant gratification. And yeah, so I definitely want to do her, and her name is Miss Kitty Cat. Miss Kitty Catty. Kitty Catty. And when I do her, I don't know if I will do all her little, I think she's supposed to be like a babysitter or something. So I don't think I'll do all these little teddy bears that go with her, but I just love her so much. I think she's so beautiful. And like I said, I've been wanting to do her ever since I got this book, and I just haven't. So that, you know, is a little spoiler alert, but I don't know when that I will get around to doing it. But like I said, I do want to, I think I have decided that I'm going to do Peggy the Hippo out of Peek-a-Pow. I did want to say that I did get my package from Mary Maxim. I did a small yarn haul video with that Happy Mail magazine video, and I was showing some Mary Maxim yarn, and one of my yarns, this colorway right here, which I think is called Berry, I don't know, but anyway, it came damaged, and they were excellent customer service. I got this like they emailed me back within, it wasn't even 24 hours, and sent it out the next day. So like, it was just, their customer service was excellent. So I wanted to let you all know about their customer service, and that they did send me a replacement skein for the one that was damaged. And then I also just have one little acquisition here. I had a like $5 gift, like $5 left on a gift card, and I've been wanting to try this yarn for forever, but it's kind of expensive. I think it's like $6 or $7 a skein, and that's just, I'm a budget yarn person. Like, it's really hard for me to spend a lot of money on one skein of yarn. I just can't do it, you know. You can't live above your means, you know. And so I really wanted to try this yarn out, and I had a really hard time picking a colorway, because I knew that I was gonna love it, you know. And yeah, because like I said, I've been wanting to try it for a really long time, and I did get it, like I said, off of Amazon, and I ended up only having to pay like $1 or something for it. So I don't feel bad, even though, you know, like I said, it is expensive. But it is the Yarn Art jeans in the print Tropical. They also have one in Splash that there's so many colors of this that I want so bad. It's 50 grams or 1.76 ounces, 160 meters or 174 yards. It's a number 2 weight yarn, and it doesn't tell me the color name. I can't remember the color name, but the color number is 616. And it is 45% acrylic and 55% cotton. And I just think that it's so pretty. It's really hard for, like I've mentioned this before, like it's really hard to find variegated thin yarn like accessible in the States without ordering from, you know, a company that's overseas. And with the way that shipping is and stuff, I just can't do that. So, yeah. But I just think that that's so pretty, and I'm so excited to try this out. And I'm already going to tell you all that it's going to be a tutor fan. Like, I just, that's what I've envisioned. That's what it's going to be. And I can't wait to try it out. It's you can feel the cotton in it, but it's really soft. I think that it will be nice to work with. I think that I will really like it. But, you know, it's got like the colors, like you have your, I guess you have your main color all the way through, but then you have like different colors wound in it. And they had so many beautiful colors in this. But like I said, it is kind of pricey for the amount of yardage that you get. But gosh, it's so pretty. I just really am excited to try it out, and I'm hoping that this is enough to do a tutor fan. So I'm thinking that I can get a small tutor fan out of this, but we'll see. We will see. And then this video is getting a little long, but you know what? My videos are always long, so it's okay. I did want to say that I had a really good vacation. It's over now. Like, this is my last night, so when you see this, I'll be back to work probably when this video comes out. But yeah, it was a really nice vacation. I got to go see family. I got to do you know, go places with my kids that I've been wanting to go, that night shift schedule doesn't really allow for me to do. So I've had a lot of fun, you know, just having family time, and, you know, not doing anything spectacular, but, you know, just hanging out and crocheting and watching my kids play video games and just hanging out with them and seeing my family was a lot of fun. And I also got some I was a little productive as well. You know, I got some things done around the house that I've been wanting to do for a while. Like I said, I got this chair moved in here, and I also went through all the magazines that Sally sent me, and I wrote down all the projects that I would like to do one day so that I don't forget. And I plan on doing that because I have a lot of like digital copies as well, and then these are my physical copies that I have that I wrote down, so I did get that done as well. I have like a running list of a few things that I would like to make this year. I did get all of my Amigurumi books wrote down, and y'all, I am up to 66 books. That's crazy, ain't it? And then I also wanted to keep track of how many projects that I've done out of my baskets because I think that's really fun. And like, here is my list of the projects that I've done so far, and I have done seven basket projects already, which is awesome considering that April just started and I didn't start until the end of January. So I think that's pretty good for my basket drawn projects. And then I'm also keeping a list of like even books that I've worked out of before, like what patterns that I've actually done out of my books this year. And so far I have done 14, actually 15. I haven't wrote that Hippo down yet. So I have done 15 projects out of books this year, which I think is pretty awesome for working out of your library, Stitcher library, whatever. But yeah, I'm really enjoying having this little I did show this in a previous video as well, but I really like having that little binder. It's a good note-taking binder, like, you know, so I am enjoying using that, and I think that it got put to some good use so far. And like I said, I do have a bunch of like back issues of crochet now, like digitally, that I want to go through and write down projects that I want to do as well. I would love to go through like all my vintage like patterns that I have and write them down. That would be a lot of work though. So I'm out of time now, so I can't do all that. But anyway, I guess I will let you all go. And you know, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for always being here and coming back. And if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you are sticking with me as well. I always look forward to hearing what you all have to say, reading your comments, or, I know I have a lot of people that don't comment, but I see you, I see your views, and I appreciate you all as well. So thank you so much for being here and for making this yarny journey just so much more fun to have people to share it with. So that's all that I have for you all today, and until next time, I will see you in another video. Bye.